Hey everyone, this is Mike Jones again with another Friday Night Magic booster draft from the Connection Games and Comics in Vancouver, BC. We had 31 players, 3 pods of 8, 1 pod of 7. I'm drafting in one of the 8-man pods. Wasn't my best draft turn out tonight, but let's get into it and we'll see how it goes. Alright, starting out with the Dragon's Maze booster, of course. And let's find out what my rare is here. I'm going to go through the whole pack. Tithe Drinker I like a lot. Riot Squad's not bad. Crisis is okay. Morgue Burst I'm not super impressed with, although I've seen it work. Turn and Burn I love, that's a good card. Blast of Genius also okay, kind of risky sometimes. And a Pyrowild Shaman, which I also needed for my set and is actually just good. I don't think he's a bomb. But being able to repeatedly blood rush him and then get him back into your hand when another creature gets through, that just is solid. So I pick up the Pyrowild Shaman there as first pick. That leaves me open to a lot of different color directions I could go from here. I could go Gruul, I could go Izzet, so it really depends on what I get here. And right at the top there's a Cyclops there. I'm thinking, alright, and then an Izzet Cluestone, so maybe that's the way I want to go. Don't like Riot Piker too much. Another Morgue Burst. Sphinx is decent, although it doesn't go through red. Blast of Genius again, and a Flux Charger. I wanted to try this card out, flying 1/5 that you can make into a 5/1. A little risky, I guess, if your opponent has any removal. In hindsight, maybe I should have picked up the Cyclops there, but I tried the Flux Charger out. Can be quite good. So now I'm sort of into the red-blue plan here. Is it? So I guess I could still splash a color if I wanted to. Could either go white or green. Rebel Belt Maca, Moss Dog, Weapon Surge, Zertod Druid, Decree, another Flux Charger, Gleam of Battle, Foil Tithe Drinker. I actually don't take the foil this time. Surprise, surprise. I guess I'm not in white and black, so it really doesn't make any sense for me to pick that card up. Rubble Belt Maca, that keeps me with the red, so if I don't play the Flux Charger here, if I pick up the Maca, then I can go a bunch of different directions. But I'm looking at another Flux Charger, and I'm like, do I want to double up on those already? That would be Gleam of Battle maybe, but I don't know which direction I'm going here. So I just pick up the Rubble Belt Maca. I don't think that was a bad choice. Maybe I should have committed more to the Flux Charger plan, but Giant Growth on a stick is pretty good. And you get a Beetleform Maid, one of my favorite commons in the set. It's just so strong, can win you games. Murmuring Phantasm, 0/5 Defender, so maybe I'm going to build the Doorkeeper Defender deck here. I'm in the right colors for it. I got a Gruul, Cluestone, and I pick up, what do I pick up here? I'm just setting myself up for the splash already, I think. I think I go with the Beetleform Mage. I mean, 4/4 flying on turn 4 is pretty hard to deal with. And then I get the Cyclops here, or another Murmuring Phantasm. Maybe one of those will table Gruul Cluestone, because it looks like I'm red, green, blue, and a Gruul Guildgate. Decisions. So I've already decided I want to splash. I think this was another bad pick. This wasn't a very good draft for me. So I pick up the Guildgate here. Should have just picked up the Cyclops there. Maybe would have kept the other person at the table who ended up trying to build the red-blue deck out of some of those picks that he ended up stealing from me. Here's another Cyclops, a Cluestone. Hidden Strings is not as good as Hands of Binding, so maybe I'll get some Hands of Binding in the Gatecrash pack. I do make the right choice eventually here, but I agonize over it a while. I haven't seen any Gatekeepers yet, so I guess I don't know. It's really between the Cluestone and the Cyclops. Anyway, a Defender, 3 mana, 1/4 defender that turns into a 4/4 that can attack whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, and blue-red has its good share of instant and sorceries. Could have built a deck around that. I mean, and he also triggers Doorkeeper too, so it'll work. Here's the Animist. Maybe that was a good pick. Murmuring Phantasm. I guess I'm already starting to think maybe I'm going to do the Defender Doorkeeper thing. Maze Rusher. I think it's probably one of the worst of that cycle of cards, the 6 drops that give your multicolored creatures some benefit. It can be good, but I'd say I'd rather have the blue, black, or even the green one. There's my... So I do pick up the Murmuring Phantasm, 0/5 defender for 2. Decent. Here I've got Cluestone or Hidden Strings, and off for the guilds maybe, but I think a little bit of acceleration here. Let's see if we get something fat. So I pick up the Cluestone there, helps fix the colors too. Mind Static, the Morgue Burst, Dimir Cluestone, the Maze Sentinel, another off of the guilds there. Decent counterspell. Likely if you're casting that, they're not going to have 6 mana available. Another Cluestone here, another off of the guilds. Maybe I should have picked up one of those off of the guilds. I want to try that card out one of these days. I don't think it's so bad, but I think I just pick up another Cluestone here. Still hoping I'm going to get some really big bomb. The Cluestones will help me ramp up to it. So now I have 2 Cluestones. I get the Gleam of Battle back. Uncovered Clues. I think that would have ended up working in my deck pretty well. I guess I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna be an aggressive deck, and the Gleam of Battle would work. I'm kind of all over the place in this draft. I think that's why the deck doesn't end up doing well. A number of reasons why this deck doesn't end up working out very well. Sorry if I'm spoiling it for you guys, but certainly being all over the place, picking defenders, and then cards like Gleam of Battle really don't work well with defenders. Should have just picked up the blue sorcery there. It would have turned on the Cyclopses at the very least. Here I get another Cyclops back, a late one, so that's my second one. That's pretty good. Turns out there was 4 of them going around in this opening pack. The guy sitting directly across the table from me ended up getting the other 2. So here I pick up I finally get the Hidden Strings. Probably won't play that, and a Showstopper is my last pick. Probably not playing that as well. Don't think I want to get into the black, but alright, so now we get into the Gatecrash pack. And there we go. What are we getting here? Rid of that, and Molten Primordial or Homing Lightning. Skull Crack, no. Furious Resistance, no. Martial Line. Basically just looking through the rest of the pack to see if there's anything I want to take over one of those 2. No, so I just pull those to the front. Molten Primordial, Active Treason on a stick is pretty good. But Homing Lightning, straight up removal. It's an instant or sorcery, so it's going to turn on those 2 Cyclopses I have. I think that's the right pick there. It turns out that the gentleman sitting to my right there was in a red, green, black. So he was stealing a lot of the red stuff coming from that side. So Shanktail or Mugging, again, I think the Mugging, again, turns on the Cyclopses, and will take out a lot of those early drops. You know, so if you're turn 4, I mug your 2-drop, swing with my 4/4. Seems pretty good. A lot of things with 2 toughness in this format too. Agoraphobia, Keymaster Rogue in my colors, Madcap Skills, a Massive Raid, and a Metropolis Sprite. This was a tough one. Again, I don't know, am I the aggressive deck? Am I the defender deck? What am I doing here? I think Massive Raid, ends up coming back around, to be honest with you. Not sure what the right pick would have been. The other Izzet player at the table was trying to build the aggressive low curve Izzet deck. Maybe I could have done that. I think trying to go the defender route would have been slightly better, and the massive raid works well when you have a bunch of defender dorks on the table. But I pick up the evasive Metropolis Spread. I've had a lot of good luck with that card. He blocks Death Cult rogues and things, or trades with them at least. So pick up the Sprite, 1/2 flyer. Never sad to see that in my opening hand. As long as I have some blue mana. Here we get Pit Fight, Death Cult Rogue, Simic Guildgate, another Metropolis Sprite. So then again, another difficult choice here. I think, I don't know. I'd be interested to hear what you guys would have picked here. Death Cult Rogue, certainly, evasive creature, so is Metropolis Sprite. I don't have a lot of high power cards to pit fight with, but I'm kind of thinking if I've got the Cyclops on the board, I guess I'm initially thinking Death Cult Rogue just to get through, but then again I'm realizing I'm not really the aggressive deck. So I'm thinking Pit Fight plus Nivik Cyclops equals I turn my guy into a 4/4 and then he fights. That's not bad. So pick up the Pit Fight there, and here we go. I get Frilled Oculus, Burst of Strength, Totally Lost. Really what I'm talking about here, so not that hard of a pick. Oh, Bio Visionary's there as well. So pick up the Frilled Oculus here. He's a solid 2-drop. I've already got some green fixing from the Dragon Maze pack, so I'm going to be able to turn him on if I need to. Probably. Assuming I'm still doing the splash. Simic Charm, Shamble Shark, or Foil Active Treason. Here the shiny gets to me again, or Last Thoughts. Active Treason, this I think is going to end up being the win condition I'm hoping for. I'll steal your bomb because I'm not seeming to get much in the way of bombs right now. Turn on my Cyclops and swing for a lot. So active Treason I think is very powerful in a bomb-filled format like this one. So here we get Totally Lost, Last Thoughts, Gruul Guildgate, Naturalize, Armored Transport, or Zerta Swine. And I just pick up the fixing. Since I just 2 picks ago picked up that Oculus. Another Gruul Guildgater, is that my first one? Can't remember now. It seems like a decent pick up there. Here we get the Zerta Swine and nothing else really for us. I don't think I want any of those other cards, so pick up the Swine. It's a decent combat trick if nothing else. And the 5/4 fatty. Don't have much in the way of fat right now, so. There's another one. Furious Resistance. Again, I guess I'm thinking that, I got those Cyclopses, that turns them on. I could make a 7/4 first striking defender. That could be pretty sick. Alright, Bomber Core, Last Thoughts, Naturalize. And there's a lot of enchantments in this format that I'm a little bit nervous about. So I really wanted to have at least one Naturalize in the sideboard, and I'm getting a little nervous that it's getting late into the Gatecrash pack. The white-green destroy target artifact or enchantment from Return Round is not going to be nearly as playable for me. It's going to be double green for me, so I pick that up for the sideboard. Don't end up using it, I don't think. And here we go. I got the Massive Raid tables out of that pack, so huzzah, I get the Massive Raid anyway. In here I get pretty easy Simic Guildgate. I don't really want Coerced Confessions. I'm not the mill deck, so. And then I get the Bio-Visionary back. It's a rare. I'm not going to be playing Hinder Vines because I don't have any +1/+1 counters, so. And my last card in the pack is Last Thoughts, which is actually playable in my deck, and maybe should have gone in. Don't have a lot of evasive stuff to stick it on. Decipher it on, so I don't know, maybe it's not the best card draw for me. So here we get Guild Feud, which is awful rare in Limited. The one where during each player opponent's upkeep, they look at the top 3 cards of their library, put a creature into play, then you do the same thing, and they 2 creatures fight. Sundering Growth, that's what the green-white natural ice equivalent is in here. So here you got Splatterthug, Vassal Soul, or Traitor's Instinct. Splatterthug is a premium red creature, in my opinion. So I will first pick that over the Guild Feud and the uncommons that I can't play. First strike 3/3 seems good on turn 3. Mizium Skin, Dynacharge, Chemister's Trick. Stuff I'm not going to play. Tenement Crasher, maybe I should have picked that up. Didn't have a lot of top end in my deck. Oh, yeah. Nothing, you know, 5/4 haste for 6 mana, that's nothing to sneeze at. Looking at Chemister's Trick, rereading it. All creatures your opponents control for the overload cost get -2/-0 and must attack, or you can make just one of his guys get -2/-0 and attack. Actually, a decent piece of removal. Again, it turns the Cyclops on, but anyway, pick up the Mizium Skin. That card can just... It's the hexproof on here, that not the +0/+1 that you want to do. So he targets your team or your creature with something, and you give it hexproof in response. Here we get Gorehouse Chainwalker, another premium red 2-drop, and there's a new Prov Guild Mage back there. That card can take over games if you have enough mana. It might have been better to be red, white, blue. I think the person to my left ends up going white, blue, black. But pick up the Chainwalker here. Not upset about that. That's a good one. And here we get another Mizium Skin. Augur Spree, really? How come you didn't pick that up, James? Racketeer and an Explosive Impact. I wonder what you... Oh, that's right. You picked the Guild Mage over the Augur Spree there, I believe. Anyway, so here I'm just going to pick up the Impact. It's Curve Topper for me. Can be that last 5 damage you need to win. Worst case scenario, I kill something big on your side of the table, and again, it's going to turn on my Cyclopses. Vassal Soul, Traitor's Instinct, Giant Growth, another Splatterthug, Stealer of Secrets, and the Nivix Guild Mage. So this is my Guild Mage in my colors, but man, why are all the good cards in the same pack all the time? Alright, so the Guild Mage is probably the weakest of all the Guild Mages, in my opinion, but still, all the Guild Mages are good, and if you're playing the colors, you really need to pick them up. He lets you loot for cards, and I've got enough instants and sorceries now that maybe the copy effect's going to be relevant. Even copying an Electricity for 5 mana, do 2 damage, or for 6 mana, do 2 damage to every creature your opponent controls. Decent, I guess. Runewing or Electricity, though. Let's see. I think I need more creatures, so let's pick up the Runewing there. Let's draws me a card when he dies anyway. Stick him under the bus all the time. And here we get a pack with nothing. So cancel or Shiny Forest. Or Batterhorn, I guess. I don't know. Is there artifacts I want to destroy? Yeah, maybe I needed the big fat creature too. Who knows? I pick up the cancel here. Counter spells are good. I mean, the colors won't be a stretch for me. Yay, my first Doorkeeper. I didn't even realize it until I got to this point that I hadn't seen a single Doorkeeper up until now. So the whole idea of doing the Doorkeeper deck seems to have gone out the window. It'd be interesting if you were in my pool and you drafted a bunch of Doorkeepers. You know, put some comments in the post here and let me know. I'd like to know if I had picked up the other defenders earlier, if I could have made the Doorkeeper deck work, or if there just wasn't any in our pool. Anyway, here I get the Traitor's Instinct back. The card is good. Again, I steal your bomb, beat you with it. I get another shot at the Tenement Crasher or the Chemister's Trick, and I'm thinking the Chemister's Trick make you run into my stuff. Probably decent in this deck. I don't know if I end up running it. I don't think I do. Probably should have. And so grab that, and here we get bleh. some 3 decent cards in Selesnya and a Crosstown Courier. And I'm not in the Selesnya color, so, wow. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Songbirds. Common Bond is awesome, and Rubbleback Rhino is, yeah, you know, it's 22nd, 23rd card. But I'll pick up the Crosstown Courier. Yeah, he's a 2-drop. Probably not going to play him. Same thing happens here. Racketeers in my colors, so the other 2 aren't really that good anyway, so the guy sort of inverse loots. And I can't play either of these, so just hate the spawn, because he's going to be big and hard to deal with. And Terrasworm is my last pick. Alright, so again, another card I can't play. So here was what I end up putting together. Most of my deck tops out around 4, you know, if you count the Zertos Swine as a combat trick for 3 mana, the only spell I have that costs more than 4 is the Explosive Impact, which hopefully is going to be a late game sort of win condition. So I decided to run 16 lands. I splash with the 3 Guild Gates for the Beetleform Mage and Zertos Swine. That, I think, was a large mistake. I lose at least 1 game because I have both my splash cards in my hand and no gates, and even if I hit drawn the gates, they would have been too slow. I think I could have easily gone 17 lands, taken out the gates, and either played one of the other instants or sorceries, or even one of the other creatures. I could have played the Crosstown Courier or the Racketeer, or I could have played another Murmuring Phantasm, or the Furious Resistance, or the Chemist's Trick. There's lots of options. I could have made this a 17 straight blue-red deck with no gates in it. I have no gatekeepers, so that wouldn't have mattered, and I think the deck would have been more consistent. I would have gotten to that Explosive Impact when I needed it a little more reliably. And besides, with the Nivix Guild Mage, it's kind of a bit of a mana sink, so you want to have that available to you. I could have taken out the Cluestone maybe, again, and put in another creature to get the creature count up a little higher. Got quite a few spells. Anyway, I end up going 1 and 2 with this deck. I'll try to post up the draft videos. I got them all this week. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope they'll see you in the store one of these weeks. Again, it's Mike Jones, The Connection Games. We draft every Friday at 6:30. Thanks, folks.